Hey everyone, it's Alyssa. First things first, guys, I am so excited to be sitting down and filming and talking to you guys one-on-one, giving you advice. These are my favorite videos to make by far. Oh, my ring fell off. Whatever, it can stay there. As we can tell, my setup looks a lot different. You might be wondering, where are you? And if you watched my last video, which was put up probably like a month ago. Yeah, it's been a minute. Again, sorry for that. You know, it's summertime. Like I said, if you watched my previous video, my last fitness video, it was the beginning of summer, kind of, at least for me. I was a week away from moving out of my apartment in San Diego. So that means I'm currently back in my residential home. So I'm with my parents right now, not in San Diego. But another question might be like, Alyssa, isn't your room like green? And doesn't it have all those like things on the wall, those black and white pictures? Yeah, it's not the room that you guys know and love, because I actually switched rooms. That green room that I originally made all my videos in, where everything just feels like home, I switched rooms and now I moved into the guest bedroom because I kind of wanted like a room makeover, wanted something different. It's very beachy, very cute, very like model home-esque is what I like to call it. But yeah, so that room, green room, next door, OG room, yeah. And I'm gonna get into the topic of today's video. P.S. I don't know why I can never just like get to the point, but you guys know me well enough by now to just accept that flaw of mine. Why am I wearing a sweater in 90-degree weather? Who knows? Who knows? It's the hottest room in the house too. That's the downside about this guest bedroom that I now moved into. The hottest room in the house, and I hate the heat. On to the title of the video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys some advice on going back to cheer post-pandemic. And honestly, I don't even know if it's safe to say that anymore. I'm not gonna like talk too much about it because like it's not like what I came here to talk about. But you know, things are kind of like a little rocky right now. But the reason why I say like post-pandemic is because a lot of schools, at least in my area and across the country, are going back in person as of right now, as of the given moment. But you know what? Things have been changing, so we'll see. I know my school, we're going back to in-person cheer practices. We're planning on doing games. And when I say we're, I mean like my old team, like UCSD, I just graduated. I'm not on that team anymore, but I know they're going back. A lot of other schools in California are going back. So as we know, going from a completely online or non-existent season is gonna be a lot different when we're going back to school. We're gonna go to games, we're gonna have practices, we're gonna have appearances if you're in college. You're gonna be exercising possibly a lot more than you normally have. You're gonna be putting your game face on, and you haven't maybe done that in a while. Or maybe you haven't done it at all because it's your first year on a team or anything like that. Haven't competed in a while. Things are definitely coming to a change as of right now. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is make sure to condition yourself. If practices haven't started yet, please, I encourage you to make it a point to work out at some point in the day. Even if you are in practices, put in an extra like, I don't know, 30 minutes of cardio or just conditioning, strength training, whatever it is that will help you. Because sometimes when we are out for a full season, we don't have that same energy as we may have when we're in season. It's just like natural in the way it works, especially if you're not maintaining that same level of training that you would in a normal season. So it'd be a really good idea to put in some of that extra work. Even if you are already in practice, set aside some time to do some extra workouts. For me, if I haven't done cheer in a while, I have had experience taking like a gap year with cheer before. My sophomore year of college, I technically was not on a team. I was training at an all-star gym, but I was not on a specific team my sophomore year of college. That's because I was in the process of transferring schools and all that jazz, but it was a little difficult to go back to cheer my junior year just because I had that complete like empty space of not consistently doing cheer. I made sure I put my game face on. I was like, okay, like park every morning or go to the gym. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure that I build up my stamina and make sure that my strength is good for the year. So just make sure that you keep up physically so you can actually do well and perform your actual best and train to get better and recover your body, recover your muscles for the new season. And a second thing I want to talk about is remember to fuel your body well. With all this exercise and all this new stuff, it's new to everybody. Like, sure, some of us have been cheering before, but like it's a completely new back to season thing. Make sure that you're not really eating junk food like as much. I am not one to preach about eliminating junk food or not treating yourself. I totally believe in getting to treat yourself, especially if you really want something. I say go do it, because that is like a really healthy mindset. But however, we are athletes, and just try your best to make healthy choices when you can. Have a really good, energizing, healthy breakfast. I have a bunch of YouTube videos where I show protein shake breakfast recipes that I love to make, and it will just help your body so much with all this working out and all this new change. Because I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever experienced working out after a while of not doing it, your body tends to kind of freak out a little bit. Having a good diet will definitely help with that. Make sure to hydrate, drink lots and lots of water, and plus eating healthy just gets you in the right mindset for a brand new season. And another thing, this is piggybacking off of the first one, but remember to put in work outside of cheer. So like I said, not only have we not all been possibly exercising as much as we would in a normal season, but we haven't been tumbling as much, haven't been stunting as much. Like, I don't know about you guys, but last season, this past year on my cheer team, we couldn't stunt because technically, you know, we need to be 6 feet apart. So we went an entire year without stunting. So that means if you are cleared to do it, if it is allowed, it'd be great to get your stunt group and put in work outside of practice and just make up for that lost time and maybe practice the very basics, like go back to halves, go back to smushes, extensions, cradles. Make sure that you polish up on all of the basic stuff, so when you go back into whatever level team you're at, you can have like a really good boost and a really good start. So yeah, just make sure that you practice all of your cheer skills also outside of practice, on top of also working out and conditioning and all that, because we don't want to neglect the jumps, the tumbling, the stunting, the strength, all of that. Also, my apologies if the lighting looks very different. My camera battery ended up dying, so I had to charge it, and it's later in the day, but we're gonna work with it. Okay, so another really important thing I wanted to bring up is don't be too hard on yourself, and remember that we all went through this. Don't get too discouraged, because everyone had this weird, terrible, scary gap of time where they didn't do cheer. Everyone is all in the same boat. So if you come back and you do a toe touch for the first time, or you throw a tumbling pass that you haven't thrown in a while, and you realize, oh my gosh, like this is so different than I remember, don't beat yourself up, because there is always room for improvement. If you were able to get the skill, you can improve the skill. You can practice and make it just as good as you once had it. Just do not get too discouraged. Do not beat yourself up, because we're all in this together. Trust me, like you are not alone. You have no reason to be too mad at yourself. When you realize you want to make a change though, and you want to improve whatever skills those may be, just put your mind to it. Set goals, write lists, make a schedule, set your mind to it, and I know you can do it. Don't let a period of time where you weren't practicing as much or you not feeling your best get you down, because if I had let every time I thought I wasn't doing that well, or I thought I couldn't do something anymore, or I wouldn't be capable of something, bring me down and discourage me, I would have stopped tumbling a while ago. I would have stopped like having my needle a while ago. I am a perfect example of this. I don't remember if I've told this story on my channel yet, but literally not too long ago, maybe like 3 months ago, my coach, she was having us tumble for the first time since tryouts, actually. Since our virtual tryout, that is. I remember during like the last season, one of our last few practices this year, my coach had said, all right, everyone who is tumbling, go to the back and throw your tumbling, go practice it. And then she's like, no ifs, ands, or buts. If you got tumbling, if you tried out with tumbling, go do it. And I literally, it was like out of a TV show, my reaction. So to myself, I like froze for a second because, mind you, I haven't tumbled since the year prior, 2020 summertime, when I submitted my video tryout. And that's on me. I didn't practice my tumbling maybe like I should have during this gap of not having in-person practice. And that's why I'm giving you this advice now, especially if you're in my shoes and you haven't practiced it in a while. Also, a little backstory if you're not familiar with like my practice schedule being in person or on Zoom. For the first like half of senior year, we were doing virtual practices because it was just like peak COVID. But then when things started to get better, they started to release the vaccine. We got cleared for in-person practices. So this was like at one of those in-person practices, like post virtual practice. So yeah, I was like, oh shoot, what do I do? I had two options in my head. I thought I can chicken out and just hope and pray that she doesn't remember that I can tumble, or nobody notices me like not tumble, or say that I can't do it anymore. And this is without me even having tried it since last summer. Do I say I can't do it anymore because I'm scared, or because I'm unsure, because I'm discouraged, because I don't know, I haven't practiced it? Or there's option B. Well, she did say no ifs, ands, or buts. Whatever, let's go. That was in my head. I literally stood there for 10 seconds as everyone walked, and I like looked around, and then I just took a deep breath. I was like, let's go. Because you know what? We don't back down. And plus, you guys have probably heard me say this many times. If you follow like my cheer journey, I was like really close with my all-star cheer coach who passed away a couple years ago. And he always like pushed me. Like if I thought I couldn't do a skill, he always would have told me, you know what, go get in the corner, the tumbling mat, and do it. Throw it. I know you can. Go. Ever since that all-star team and my coach like pushing me like that, and him believing in me, it like trained my brain to believe in myself. And I really hope that I can be that figure for you, where I can train you to believe in yourself. In that moment, I told myself, I was like, you know what, my coach would tell me that I can do it, and I know I can do it in my core. Am I gonna be scared and just not, and just pretend and just tell myself and brainwash myself into thinking that I can't do it anymore? No. So then I did it, and I did it perfectly, and I was so happy the rest of the day. I literally called 3 of my friends telling them how amazing my practice was. Just so good. The last thing I want to talk about is bring your A game. So this is the season we return. This is the season of hopefully games, hopefully practices, hopefully getting to wear our uniforms, getting to do everything that we wanted to do. Bring it. Think of how important this means to us. Think of how we want to make our comeback, representing your school, representing your gym. This is your moment, and cherish it, because you're not going to be able to do this forever. And we missed out on a big chunk of it. So really realize how important this is, and to really give it your all. Because being deprived of a season really makes you appreciate how much you want to be in practice, and how much you want to be yelled at, and how much you want to be gasping for air doing a routine, really. Alrighty everyone, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. It's my advice on going back to cheer after a lack of season. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.